Well, are you ready for some high school football? Well, the first Friday night games, they kick off tonight all across the Bay Area. A lot of safety precautions in place to make sure players and fans stay safe. We've got our Sean Daly at Plant High in Tampa with what you need to know if you plan on heading out to a game tonight. Sean, good morning to you.
Good morning, guys. That's right. It is going to be a thing of beauty when they throw on those Friday night lights here at Plant High for their big game against Leonard tonight. Do not let me say Leonard. It is Leonard. Shout out to the Longhorns. Now, there are going to be a lot of big changes. Still going to be fun. But first of all, players, they can't shake hands or high five. They have to socially distance when possible. School bands will only play at their own home games. And as for fans, listen up right here. Masks are mandatory. There will be social distancing in the stands. And this is a big one. This is a big one. Tickets must be purchased electronically beforehand. Okay, some rules, still going to be fun despite all these changes. Leonard coach Matt Kitchey told me getting back on the field in this challenging year transcends sports.
There's a lot going on in the world right now, and not just COVID, but all the other things going on. And for these kids to get 2 hours of no distraction is just huge for these kids.
Yeah, it's really huge. They're excited about tonight. You know, coming up in about a half hour, I'm going to talk to one of those superstar players who says without playing, he can't catch the eye of colleges and hopefully get a scholarship. So this is a big night for a lot of people, guys.
No question, no doubt about it. I agree with Coach, though. A distraction, probably a good thing. But this does come as we're hearing some games will be canceled because of coronavirus concerns. Land O'Lakes High School says it has no choice but to cancel its football games for this week and next because several players have been forced to quarantine. Not clear how many. But the Pasco County School District's coronavirus dashboard indicates a case in a student that's impacting 101 other people in the school. Both varsity and junior varsity games are getting canceled.